Hello everyone, Treadstone here with Warlords 2, and I was asked to do a video about defenses. Let me tell you, I'm actually pretty excited about this video because I think there's a lot to be said about defenses and how they impact the game and how you can make yours better, or kind of what the end goal is. So let me just start off with saying that defenses should be simple. And you say, well, what's the most important part of a defense, or what should I really focus on? Guys, I say this every video. I'm going to go back to it. You guys need to be focused in your True Paul archives more than anything. There are clearly defensive statistics in this game that are going to make your defense significantly better. Evasions, damage reductions, crit resist, crit guard, those are all very good stats to have. The priority of all of this is your damage reduction. If you can tell, my infantry damage reduction is almost 46%. My cavalry damage reduction is 46%. I actually have a higher cavalry evasion than I do infantry. But even so, my defense remains infantry. So let's just go take a look at my keep here. This is a defense that I could not beat. And so the best way when you say, well, I have to pick a defense, what am I going to do? Find one that you can't beat and adopt it. And then if that doesn't work for you, or you want to try something else, then wait a couple weeks and try something else. So when you look at this defense and you say, well, that should actually be very easy to beat, it's not. And the reason is the extra 15% damage reduction from the Sandstorm stage is a must to go along with Sohi. The way that when you have to approach this defense, it really splits up your forces. It splits up theirs as well, but your heroes are probably going to pick one side or the other to go to. You only have 3 musketeers, so you have to decide which healer you're going to take out. And usually you want to take out Divine Sage, but Lunar Sentinel, her heals are pretty potent as well. So this defense is not focused on killing the other player's troops. This defense is focused on lasting the entire battle. If you get to a minute left and you have Sohi fully healed, it's impossible for me to beat him. So I get beat all the time, but this defense has worked out very well for me, as well as any other defense that I've done, maybe a little bit better. The chill is good. Interrupts 3 musketeers and some other heroes. The heal spell is good because, like I said, you want these Sohi to last as long as possible. So if you're Evolve 5 and you've followed my other videos and you've focused on damage reduction, you focused on hit points for infantry, and you've maxed out your Sohi, this is the defense that I'm recommending to you now. There's other variations of this. I have personally run something more like this before, which is fine. But when you have the hero or the troops in the middle, you can allow the enemy to group their units together more, which is more potent for their heals, which is more potent for their incite, or whatever else that they're using. So far this defense, which is kind of surprising, has actually worked very well for me. Let's go look at the defensive record here. So I lost. I won a couple, and I lost. So let's play. All right, same player. Player beat me and the player lost to me. So let's see what happened when they lost to me, when I won the defense. If I can get this to replay. Can I share it? Invalid battle results. I promise you I'm not cheating in this game. I have no idea why that said invalid battle results. That's just kind of weird. It was a long time ago. Do I have a more recent one? So let's see what Sam did here. He used his cavalry. He has very strong cavalry. They're strong on defense. Yeah, he's got Twilight Crusader, and he has Ice Queen. So Ice Queen is very important at taking out Sohi. The constant damage that she does is very high, and it's very potent. So if you can see on the side that his heroes went after, he's pretty well done. And then the other side, there's still infantry left. As soon as Lunar Sentinel goes down, I mean, he's going to have this. He's got 2 heroes left, Ice Queen, plenty of cavalry left, plus his healers. So that's a very good victory, which is the alliance he's in. But this is a well-earned battle for him. I cannot complain. I beat him in the arena myself, so it's no big deal. So why am I showing you a video of a battle that I lost on my defense? Well, let me go back a little bit in world chat because I shared it yesterday. Here we go. Here's one, Pretty Henry. He likes to hear himself in my videos. Pretty much the same attack, right? He's got, instead of Twilight Crusader, he has 3 Musketeers and Ice Queen going after the same side. His healers got split up a little bit more. His cavalry's working away. Let's see, he's going after my Divine Sage. Divine Sage goes down, so there's very little healing left on that side. And infantry are still holding up pretty tight, especially over here around Lunar Sentinel. You can see that they're getting healed up. In this case, the side over by Lunar Sentinel, those cavalry get beat, and we make our way back over to his heroes. Once those Sohi get on Ice Queen, she doesn't have very many hit points, so she actually goes down relatively quickly to even just a few troops. Sorry this is taking so long, but these guys are going to get there. Get on Ice Queen, get on 3 Musketeers. Yep, see, now we're getting those heals in, those final heals in on the infantry there. And they're very important. You can see that he did not win this fight. Now, he did beat me a couple other times that night, but you can see that defense is actually decently effective. And so the reason I say keep it simple, I like to attack with mixed troops a lot of times, and I've done different variations. I've substituted in, for 2 of these, I would switch and I would go with, say, on Miyoji, and I would switch this one and go with, so like I had this defense for actually quite a while. I want to switch him up. So for a long time, actually, this was my, something like this was my defense, which is just fine. But cavalry are going to eat through those Sohi. They're going to eat through the rest of the troops. And it's just at the top levels of the game, it just doesn't. This is really effective against mid-level players or lower. They're just not going to be able to keep up. But against the top players, which I'm trying to get to, like, I'm not the best player in the game by any means, but I'm trying to push really high in the arena and get up to 8,000, and like I would just get crushed if this is the defense that I ran. So I'll switch it back. I guess here the war was going on. I'll show you. So you see how much I lost in the arena, but then even against good players here, my defense holds up really well. And so this player attacked me with Sohi, and Paladin. Now, in this case, Paladin's probably not what I would have taken. Three Musketeers for sure. Paladin's good at crowd control, but you don't really need to crowd control these Sohi. What you need is somebody that's going to do a lot of damage. So Ice Queen would have been a better substitute for this battle. Bring in your healers, that's fine. I probably wouldn't have gone with these archers either. I probably would have gone with the Onmyoji instead of the Manic, because the damage reduction benefit that you get from Onmyoji really helps you out in the long run of a fight. So, I mean, you can see my defense holds up pretty well here. He did take out both of my heroes already, but at this point, my Sohi just have too much hit points, and you're not going to get through those with Paladin. So really, an Ice Queen would have been more effective. So my defense is performing exactly the way that it's supposed to perform. I fast forwarded here so we can hopefully get through this. I think we just run out of time here. Pretty evenly percentage on the hit points. So again, this defense is really focused on lasting the entire fight. It's not focused about winning, it's just lasting. So that's the one thing I actually hate about Sohi, is fighting in the arena with him, and then it takes you the entire time and you lose the battle. So let's go look at just a couple other people's defenses. So again, you're going to see a lot of Sohi and Sandstorm Sage. In this case, they're using Ice Queen and they're using Lunar Sentinel. This is going to be a very difficult defense to face, exactly like the other one. Now, if I'm approaching this, I'm going to go with something like this, and I'm going to take 3 on Onmyoji and only 2 Sohi. Now, what I'll do here is I'll spread my Sohi out, and I'll stay with Seth and 3 Musketeers. Now, let's just do the fight and see. So this is a very similar defense setup to mine, right? So let's just see how this changes. And it may end up terribly. I obviously haven't done this fight. So I want to send Seth out. I'm just going to target the healers in the back. And then I want to freeze Lunar Sentinel and those guys. I probably should have done it on Ice Queen. Ice Queen's kind of a pain in the butt. If you don't kill her really quickly, she can deal just a lot of damage. Okay, but she's going to go down. Man, he's still at 78% health. That's insane. All right, let's go see if I can take out their healer. See how much hit points those Sohi have over there. All right, she's down. It doesn't matter. This fight is lost. I can't come back from this. He's going to get through my Sohi. Maybe I could have brought a healer instead of Seth, but Seth is pretty good. I don't know. So next we'll go look at this player and we'll say, well, what makes this player's defense so good? And I guarantee you they have 45% or more damage reduction on their infantry, and their hit points are going to be 55% or higher bonus. So if you don't believe me, we'll go check this out in a minute. There's no way that he's staying at 50% health and he has stats lower than that. Probably has 20% evasion as well. There we go. See, look how many hit points those Sohi had left. It's just unbelievable. So Brave Germany, Alliance Might, Brave Germany. I'm sure this player won't mind me putting them in their video. If they do, you won anyway, so get over it. 64% attack, 73% hit points, 40% critical rate, critical damage, 55%. Okay, that's all standard stuff. 30% evasion and 54% damage reduction. I mean, I can't say it any differently than that. It's all, so we can go look. I mean, accuracy is important too, right? 16.5%. critical resist for infantry, 20%, critical guard, 35%, 20% damage. But so this player has completely maxed out their infantry, and I can't make a dent. I mean, I got it down to 48% health. That's what it takes, guys. That's exactly what it takes. Okay? So, Corvalome, Sancho Pancho, defense, all cavalry. Okay, let's try this out. So, one thing they did right here against all cavalry is they put 3 musketeers kind of out in the middle. They have Grand Huntress. I don't know. Grand Huntress is going to be good. So in this defense, you're counting on those cavalry doing a lot of damage up front very quickly, and the enemy not being able to recover from the initial hit of those cavalry. So I probably would have put, in this case, I would have put Ice Queen and 3 musketeers is still good, and I would probably put them in the middle. Ice Queen in the back, 3 musketeers up front, surrounded by cavalry, because they just do a lot of damage that way. The other way to do it is with Paladin or Dragon Knight or Twilight Crusader, one of those heroes that are going to go through and crowd control your enemies. They're going to stun them. They're going to do a lot of, prevent you from being able to fight the cavalry, because once you recover from that initial hit, with what I'm going to try to do with healing, I'm going to try to recover from that initial hit, and then the infantry are almost always beat the cavalry. So let's just see how this battle goes, and see if it was a good idea for the heroes that they took. So I'm going to drop a heal spell over here on these infantry, and you can see that gets a pretty big group of them. All right, so I'm going to heal up around 3 musketeers. Okay, see, so they used a chill spell, so that's fine. I didn't get my 3 musketeers off. There we go. Now I'll drop that, and I'll drop Insight on 3 musketeers. That should get rid of their Grand Huntress. I'm going to keep healing up my infantry over here. So he's down to 45%. I need to get rid of him. He's going to be taking out my healer. Let me see. Oh, he took him out anyways. Okay. No problem. So he's down to 14% health. I'm not going to get the 3-star on this. You see what I'm talking about? Recovery on that initial attack. Getting those Sohi back up to, something like full health, and then continuing the fight. So that's why cavalry are wonderful to attack with, especially when you control which heroes you take and what you do. But in that case, it just wasn't enough damage from his heroes, or not enough control, crowd control of my heroes or anything else to stop me from recovering and winning that fight. So let's go look at what kind of stats he had. Corvalome and where are we at here? Sancho Pancho. Okay. Lower level than me, that's fine. That usually doesn't matter. 1.5 million mine, so slightly under mine, doesn't matter. Cavalry attack, 53%, 41% hit points, so a little bit low. 57% hit points. I would probably have infantry out there. Let's see the rest of the stats. 51% crit rate. There's nothing special about that. Critical damage, nothing really. 120% cavalry critical damage. So that's good. Definitely good on offense. Evasion, 8%. Let's see, 30% cavalry evasion. That's pretty good. 8% infantry evasion. So, okay, so you could probably work on that. That's why he's not using infantry. 16% damage reduction. Guys, you got to bump those numbers up. Your infantry are taking 30% more damage than mine. I'm at 46% damage reduction. You're at 16. Your infantry is taking 30% more damage than mine are. That's not good. In 23% damage, that's half of what my cavalry damage reduction is. You got to bump those stats up, man. Accuracy, 34%. Critical resist, 14. I don't see any critical guard on there. Damage boost, 20%. So he's working on his cavalry. Obviously, he went with attack stats first, which is okay, but damage reduction and hit points are the way to go. Obviously, I won that fight. Nothing wrong with that player. So here's Sammerfold. I showed you the victory that he won against me using his cavalry. And then let's see if we can beat his. I'm going to move 3 musketeers over to the side that Ice Queen's on. Hope that he takes her out. And you're going to be able to see that who's at Twilight Crusader, she's going to do just a lot of, she's really going to hurt me on this. But we'll see if we can pull it off. Okay, so I'm going to drop a heal spell on these. I'm going to use, oh man, he's about to be interrupted, Divine Sage. Yep, see, if I hadn't stopped that, I would have lost that heal. I need to get that heal off, though, because I'm going to lose those troops where she hit, plus their damage there. See, look how much damage my infantry are already taking. They're dropping like flies over here. I had a bit of bad luck with the heal. Let's see, okay, luckily she went down, but I lost a lot in the process. I'm not going to win this fight. That's clear. So let me just heal up my Sohi and see what they can do. As soon as the healer goes down, Divine Sage goes down, Ice Queen is going to tear through my Sohi, and there's nothing left that we can do. So the real reason that I'm losing this battle, and I can fight it, I'll fight it again and see if I win, and then I'll end the video, is because of Twilight Crusader interrupting that initial heal, and then the amount of damage that Ice Queen puts out. Like, I mean, she combined with the cavalry, what they can do, he's got like maxed out cavalry, plus the Ice Queen damage. There's just, I couldn't get to her. And you notice she was in the middle back and impossible to get to. Let's try it one more time, see if just the randomness gets out of the way, if I can win this fight. Let's try it. Okay, same thing. I'm just going to heal up that side. Nope, that went down. Come on. Okay, I didn't catch where. Alright, so Vortex, that's doing some damage. Okay. See, that time the randomness helped me out. I did get through. Usually I heal up the other side of the line because I don't want those cavalry coming around from the left side back towards my heroes, but I need to make sure that Three Musketeers stays alive. And pretty much you just have to just heal over whatever damage that Ice Queen is doing. In this case, I think I can win this fight. There we go. Ice Queen's down. The damage stops. Okay, the cavalry are not on my heroes anymore. Let's keep those infantry healed up. Okay, there we go. So yeah, I mean, keep your defenses simple. In this case, he's using cavalry. The hero combinations matter. So if you're going to be using cavalry on defense, you need to use somebody that's going to interrupt the other heroes and somebody that's going to do a lot of damage against the Sohi. If you're using Sohi, you want to use healers and keep them alive as long as possible because they don't have the damage output that the cavalry do. So putting all damage heroes on there, just you're going to lose your infantry, and then the heroes are going to die. They're not going to do any damage. So I don't have a lot of tips and tricks for you as far as different. I mean, we can just look through some different formations. Okay, using damage reduction on cavalry, that's a pretty good idea. I can't beat this player. His cavalry is completely maxed out. Infantry and Sandstorm Sage, and then again the same player with all cavalry. So that's the takeaways from this video is spend your time in the Troop Hall archives and get that right. Damage reduction, hit points. I recommend infantry, but just pick one troop type and max that troop type out. It can even be archers. I fought an archer defense that just tore me up. So any of them, but I recommend the infantry because they do a lot better throughout the rest of the game, but okay. And then know kind of what the goal is of your defense. So if you're going for just high damage and just using the cavalry here, the Eastern Cavalry, Mounted Bushi, and you're trying to do just a lot of damage at the path, you see 200% damage to enemies for the first hit. You're trying to use those, then have the heroes that follow along with that. So you want to make sure that you're using heroes like Ice Queen that do just a ton of damage. Twilight Crusader, she gets the 50% damage reduction. Mountain King is another good one because he's immune to crowd control when he's spinning, and he gets like a damage reduction bonus as well. I think Macbeth is another one that's really good. She reduces 20% attack of all enemies within range, and it's constant damage, and it's pretty high. Dragon Knight, again, another good one to stun. So if you're going to go with cavalry, go with that. I've seen Odin used, which is pretty good because he does a lot of damage to enemies as well. Again, I personally recommend everybody in the game do level up 3 Musketeers and then Divine Sage and Lunar Sentinel first as your first 3 heroes, because you get your 2 healers in the game and you get 3 Musketeers. So I recommend those first. I recommend infantry first, but have a purpose for your defense. Know how the more you play, the more you attack, the more you know how people are going to do. And then, quite frankly, you can just copy one from somebody that you had trouble with. But look at their stats and make sure that you're not having trouble with it because they have super maxed out infantry and you don't, and you think you're going to get the same effect, because it's just not going to work. So that's it, guys. Match your spells to match your defense. So if it's shocking and you're trying to use that cavalry, then trying to do CC on heroes like that other guy had, use Chill and Vortex. If you want something like this that's going to last longer, then use Chill and Heal. There's just different. All the defenses have really, or the spells can work in any way. Fireball's really good on defense too, because that will almost always interrupt and knock back 3 Musketeers. So very good one there. Vortex, Chill will happen before Vortex and will interrupt 3 Musketeers as well. So you could do Chill and Fireball if you want to just interrupt 3 Musketeers on your defense. So if you're having trouble with 3M, use those 2 spells. So let me know what you think about the video, if it was useful or not, if you learned anything or not. If you didn't, that's cool. If you did, just let me know. Say, hey, you just rambled on. I want some more specific stuff, or show more battles, or show more defensive options, or, you didn't show anything with archers, whatever. Just let me know. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. Treadstone out.